past life regression story time. I don't even remember if I talked about this story yet, but it's funny as heck, so I'm gonna talk about it. So, I remember like a lot of my past lives in an insane amount of detail, like so much detail, it's just ridiculous at this point. And I started realizing that this current life is an exact parallel, like a mirror to another life that I had as this dude named George in the late 17, early 1800s. So, like literally, like all the people, all it's all the same people. And throughout like the last few months, I started realizing like the family that I was born into, they're effing ops. Like I love them, I really do, but it's kind of like a love them from afar sort of situation because they're ops. So I'm gonna have an example of that. So in these lives mirror and it parallels. So in this life, I look like a crazy chick for being like, oh my god, reincarnation's real, I remember this. And people are like, I don't want to educate myself, so you're gonna be crazy, and like because I don't want to read a book, like. So just like that, George, everybody thought he was crazy because I kept having I call it splicing, because I thought I was dreaming and it was really me like having past life regressions. And so they thought he was crazy by being like, yeah, reincarnation's real, like I'm this girl in 2026 and da da da. They were like giving exorcisms and stuff. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. And so with that, at the time there was the American Revolution happening, and I kept like splicing. I found out when I go into the flow state, it's easier to go into like to have past life regressions. And so when I went to the flow state, it was when I was like singing or dancing or like cooking, like flow state stuff. But this is like literally I would just be singing and everything, and then the actions I was doing, he was doing. It was just. So for example, and this circles back to my op-ass family, there was this one guy who was sent to our household because like they thought I was like the cause of all of their problems, you know, like my current family. And so they sent this really bad spy in. He was like he was not doing his job right. I mean, he was trying. He was definitely trying, and it is really admirable that he was trying his hardest to do what was right and help his country and people out and everything. And even though he was 110% convinced that like I was the cause of all his problems, I was like, you're looking in the wrong place for that. So anyway, here I am like splicing, and in reality it was me in my bedroom, and I was singing No Security by Skepta. I think that's the song, like, we don't need no security, stones in my jewelry, what can they do to me? You murder me, I will live for eternity. If I survive, then I'm coming for you personally. So it's weird that when I was splicing, conveniently all of the songs and the stuff I was doing was relating to the exact situations that I was going through. I don't believe in coincidences. That was God. Because the fact that I was singing Skepta around that guy, I'm pretty sure that saved my life, because he was just a really bad spy. He was like a really, really bad spy. Like in this song, he was like, I went out, and he was like, where? Like, I was like to the village to say my prayers. He was like, you didn't go out to the village to say any prayers. And then literally in part of it, I was like, I was singing and I was like, my enemies, they congregate. And he was like, yup. Like, and then I was like, and the next part of the lyric was, and they go on dates, and he got conveniently silent at that point. Like literally I had family around in that past life regression who were like looking at him like, what? Why are you getting this freaked out about the lyrics? Please look up No Security by Skepta. That's the song I was singing like nonstop, because to me, it was when I was like in my kitchen or whatever, or like, but it was me accidentally going into my past life avatar and moving his body and singing and stuff. And so people thought he was mad. Rightfully so. He looks schizophrenic. Like, imagine people in like the 1700s and you don't have any clue about like psychic abilities or reincarnation or anything like that, and then some like guy's just like mystical, magical, like, yeah, you're gonna be like, they're possessed. So yeah, I kept having this spy dude pop up like nonstop. He was so bad at snooping for information. Skepta knows the kid. Like honestly, please look up that song. Please look up that song. And the funny thing is, I mentioned that these lives are perfect parallels to each other. That awful spy who ended up getting fired because it was really obvious what he was doing turned out to be my biological brother in this life who's still bad at fishing for information. He's so bad at it. He's like like he's so bad at getting tea. He'll be like but he like it's weird because like he's still a great guy. He's like very like he cares about society. He cares about what's doing right. He cares about justice and everything like that. But only like justice if it like makes sense in like the 3D world. Like anything outside of their his own beliefs, like he's not gonna get it. Which is like which I get. It's fine. It's fine. But it's kind of hilarious. I don't know. I just thought that was gonna be like a funny story time. Specifically, like I will never get over the whole like my enemies they congregate. He was like, yup, and they go on dates. He was like, that dude hadn't had a date in years. Oh goodness, I don't even know. This is funny as heck. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing more story times from that because it's like literally in exact parallel to this life. Like it's so freaking funny. It doesn't even make any sense. Like I know all of like the same people, and it's weird because all of it we're all the same. It's literally like the same soul, different avatars. Like or maybe I'm just getting shown past lives that are really similar to this one vibrational. George and I are like linked. It's just like I can't even tell. I had times in that life where he'd be talking to friends and they'd be like, "Are you splicing right now?" And he was like, "I just don't even know anymore." Because it did go to the point where it was just we were merging a lot. Like right about now, like when he was my age, this is when it started to sink, like of what was happening, and ooh. In our next story time, we will be talking about mirror magic and why all of the mirrors in modern day age are completely different and don't have silver backing and yada yada. Because all humans can use mirror magic if mirrors were made correctly and not in the bastardized way that it is now. Plus, I need to get going, so I probably should stop talking to myself in the car and get to work. Bye!